It's time for the Greg Gibson Show. Find out each week what's going on inside Perry Central Commodore football. Exclusively on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosper Communications.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
You dream it, we create it at Street Dreams. Custom paint, fabrication, stereos, wheels, tires, and more. We're also your authorized Sinister Sound dealer. Street Dreams, 317-624-1000, where you expect quality and get.
And welcome to this week's Greg Gibson Show. And Coach, last week he took on the Crawford County Wolfpack at home, and he stayed 3-0 on the season with a 62-0 victory. Why don't you recap that game for us?
Yeah, it was a game that we kind of got off to a pretty good start and just kind of took control from the beginning. You know, it was our first PLAC game, so that's always an important step to get that first one. I thought we kind of took over in the first half. Our offensive line has just kind of really just kept gaining momentum all season long, and we got our ground game going. Had several different kids score in the first half, but they just really had a hard time matching up with our front line on both sides of the ball.
And, it's always great to be undefeated and hopefully continue that.
I ran the option really well. He had a long option run for a touchdown. Threw a couple touchdown passes. So Chase had a really nice ball game and was able to kind of get out and get a little more confidence maybe in his throwing game. Defensively, I thought we did what we had to do. They wanted to run the ball, and we kind of shut that down pretty early. They got a couple little option runs on us, but then we made some adjustments, and I thought we shut that down well too. So overall, I felt like it was a good game for us. We were able to get out of it fairly healthy. Nobody got banged up. We got some things cleaned up that we wanted to clean up, and then I thought our special teams played well too. We had a punt return. Cole Yeager had a long punt return for a touchdown, and our kickoff team was a lot better than they had been the first couple of weeks. So overall, it was a great ball game for us, and glad to have our first conference victory and ready to get going again against Paoli.
Sawyer was just Sawyer.
Yeah, he's a guy that he's super patient. He runs. When you watch him, even watching him in pregame, you're like, this can't be the kid that has almost 700 yards rushing in the first 4 games. But, he's a strong kid, and he's very patient, and he can accelerate so well. So he waits for the hole to open up, and then he gets through it. And then once he gets to the outside, he's a tough guy to catch. So he's been working pretty hard at this for a few years, and it's kind of showing now.
And we'll be back on the Greg Gibson Show after the messages for our sponsors. You'll listen to the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brosper Communications.
When you think sporting goods, think no further than All Star Sports in Ferdinand. Custom embroidery, screen printing, team uniforms, sports equipment, and sports apparel and shoes. We have it all. Give Brad a call today at 812-367-1618 or visit them in the Country Plaza Shopping Center in Ferdinand. All Star Sports is open Monday through Friday 10 to 7 and Saturday 9 to 4. All Star Sports, when you're thinking sporting goods.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild! He just won the game! Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school, and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
And welcome back to the Greg Gibson Show. And we're joined by the Perry Center offensive line coach, Sean Schaefer. How are you doing today?
Great. How are you doing today?
Doing good. Perry Center's had a great year, 3-0 so far, and a lot of it has to be the offensive line. They've done a great job. Why don't you highlight some of the players on the offensive line?
Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It really starts, our entire offense is rooted in our offensive line. It starts with, the coaching staff that we have before we even dive into the players. Glenn Cronin and Will Gibson do a phenomenal job with the group on both sides of the ball. And just their passion that these guys have for the game continues to show, whether, teaching technique or film study. And, I think the players can feel that. They've really bought into that and the approach from an offensive line standpoint, how to get things done on Friday nights. But in general, from a player standpoint, our core line's a pretty veteran group of guys, mostly made up of juniors and seniors who have been in and around the program for some time now. Together these guys, they're an absolute unit for us. And I really, attribute that to being more than just teammates, but it almost feels like a brotherhood, that camaraderie that you see at practice and on Friday nights. But starting with Reese Winter. Reese Winter is our center. He's kind of stepped into that role, transitioned a little bit, and done a great job there for us. We have Bodie Cronin and Gordon Sprinkle. They both do an outstanding job there at that guard position, especially for a team like us that is so run heavy, especially power heavy like we are. Having guards that can move, get to where they need to be in physical is a very important piece for our football team. Tackles, Caleb Howe and Trent Sprinkle, they give us a great push on the edge. Those are some of our bigger guys and really allow us to run the ball and have success like we do. From a tight end standpoint, Max Brigman's on the line, and he's a kid that's a little bit undersized, but with his technique and the way that he does things, it really gives us options and flexibility to try some different things, both in the rushing game and passing game, really. So, from a running back situation, our core is strong with Gilliam and Sprinkle and Edwards, Goffin, and Mitchell be returning here soon. Having those hard-nosed kids up front is really making their job easy on Friday night. So a great group of kids, great group of competitors. I can't say anything more about them than I'm just proud of what they've done, and I look forward to watching them continue to grow and get better as the season progresses.
Anytime your team averages over 300 yards a game rushing, you're going to be successful.
Oh, yeah. And, again, I tell running backs all the time, I say, without them doing their job up front and doing it to the ability they have been, you guys don't go anywhere. Yes, you can still run hard and, get the yards that you can get, but, they're the ones making it easy for you on Friday night. So be appreciative of all the work that they do. And, they really, again, are the horses that make our offense run like it has been. So everything that we can say from the success we saw in the first 3 games has to come back to the offensive line. They've done a phenomenal job, and I'm really proud of the guys.
Now you've got Paoli coming up this week at Paoli. What are your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, Paoli, they're always a tough football team. They bring it. They have really athletic guys. Their backers fly around like crazy. They like to set the edge. Their corners, they're pretty competitive guys. So we're going to have to get off the ball, and do what we need to do and know our responsibilities every play. We preach it all the time at practice. It's about getting off the ball and then doing your job, doing your role to the best of your ability each play after play, until that final whistle blows. And I think the first 3 games we've done that. In Paoli, conference game, it's very important for us. Great football team, great coaches that surround that football team and lead them in the right direction. So I'm looking forward to it. So it's going to be a dogfight on Friday night.
Well, Coach, good luck this season, the rest of the season, and we look forward to many more Perry Center wins.
All right. Well, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And you're listening to the Greg Gibson Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Brusco Communications. We'll be back right after the message from our sponsors.
Wanting to scan those old videos, films, or audio to DVD? We'll look no further than Milligan Communications. We can also scan your old pictures, slides, and negatives to picture quality as well. With thousands of happy customers, let Milligan Communications help put your treasured memories on a digital media. Call Milligan Communications today at 812-630-2449. Milligan Communications, capturing your yesterdays.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
And we're back on the Greg Gibson Show. And I'll tell you what, Coach, you guys run for a lot of yards. And after talking to Sean Schaefer, I kind of realized why.
Yes. We got an experienced bunch up front. And they work well together. And they, our backs trust them. And so, when they're hitting holes, they know that they're going to be able to get some yardage. And so I think it's kind of a two-way street. The backs trust the linemen trust the backs, and they work well together.
And this week, you got to travel down to Paoli to take on the 2-1 Paoli Rams. Why don't you preview that game for us? Sure.
It's going to be a tough ball game. I think we're almost like looking into a mirror somewhat. Both teams want to run the football, maybe a little bit differently. We're more of a power-type running team. They're more of an option, to try to get their quarterback out on the edge type team. So, but both teams, rely on that to get things going. They're a good ball team. They're always well coached. It's going to be a game where we're not going to be able to afford very many mistakes. And whichever team has the fewest mistakes, I think, will come out on top. They had a big win against Springs Valley last week, so they got to be flying pretty high right now. And so it's a bit of a challenge. And we've had a great week of practice so far, and we're going to go out there today and do some more work and get ready for Friday night.
Well, Coach, good luck this week, and we look forward to talking to you, and hopefully you're 4-0.
Well, I hope so, too. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Greg Gibson Show on the Southwest Indiana Sports Network, powered by Milligan Bros for Communications. We'll see you next week.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.